What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and today I'm back with one of my favorite decks of all time, and that is Dinosaur. Yes, Dinosaur. We all know that deck did not get touched on the ban list, so today we are doing a, not updated per se, but a Dino deck profile that I personally think is a top tier deck profile. Now, for today's video, I will be showing you a main deck, an extra deck, as well as a side deck. However, in next video, which should be Friday's video, I'll be doing an in-depth combo tutorial, all the different combos you can do with Dino. This is a go second variant, but I'm going to be showing you guys as well how to play this deck going second against different boards, against 1 negate, against 2 negates, against 3 negates, and how to play around certain things. So it's going to be like an in-depth Dino combo or just tutorial of how to play Dino, because that's going to be really cool. I feel like this deck is very budget, very friendly for people to play, and so being able to know how to play against the metagame is very important with that deck, because there's so many routes the deck can take. Now, if you guys enjoy these deck profiles, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Guys, our goal for 2020 was 5,000. Doesn't look like we're gonna hit 5,000. Let's see if we can get to 4,000. If you guys want to help support the channel, make sure to subscribe and then like this video, and then yeah, that's all you gotta do. Also, if you guys want to check out my TCGplayer, link is in the description. All you got to do is, I mean, if you're going to purchase anything off TCGplayer, you might as well go and use my affiliate link, help support the channel. Doesn't cost you anything extra, just you know, help support me. So if you're going to grab it, anything anyways, you might as well just use my affiliate link, you know, just please use that affiliate link. And that's all I really gotta say. All my social media will be linked in the description below. My Instagram, I just revamped, so I'm just doing my Instagram all over again. Looks really cool now. The Twitter I use a lot, so if you guys want to communicate to me, just either hit me up on Instagram or on Twitter. I'm always available on that. And that's really all I gotta say, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, so off to the deck profile. I am going to be starting off with the main deck, but I'm also going to be showing you guys the extra deck as well as a side deck. The Dino engine, to be completely honest with you, is pretty standard, triple Oviraptor. Now, luckily for us, this deck did not get hit, so we are still playing triple Miscellaneousaurus. And like, guys, have you read Misk? Like, this card is insane. So the fact that this card is still at 3 makes Dino still playable, and to be honest with you, it's the reason why I still think this deck is top tier. I still think this is one of the best decks of the format, and to be honest, one of the most fun decks, one of my favorite decks of all time. So I'm very happy with that Misk is still here at 3. You got 2 baby as well as 1 petite Pteranodon. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I used to really like 3 baby, 2 petite, but then I kind of realized with the metagame today, you really want to be playing as little bricks as possible, because you really only need 1 to 2 cards to combo, and you don't necessarily need a baby in your hand for these combos to go off. So that's why I just really wanted to minimize on the babies and the petite, because you guys really just want to have like your miscellaneous or your Oviraptor, something like that, plus a couple hand traps, and then you have full combo, plus your opponent really can't play, right? Now, this is a going second deck, so you have to keep in mind that this build is for going second, which means we are playing a lot of hand traps and a lot of cards to counter the metagame in today, right? So this is a competitive deck, this is a meta deck, and to be honest with you, it's fairly cheap. Like, overall, it's not too expensive outside of the cards you play that are not Dino, right? And even then, it's not even that bad. You got 1 Giant Rex. I still think you got to be playing 1. Double of the Archosaur right over here. Archosaur is very important, the newest Dino, one of the best pieces now in your combos. Soul Eating Oviraptor alone is like a full combo with Archosaur because miscellaneous now, so this card is really great. You obviously are playing double Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, 1 Pankatrops, and this is the one card that a lot of people cut, but I just wanted to play, was a Dogoran, and I thought it was actually very important to play still. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily mean that if you open a hand trap, your opponent is going to stop comboing, right? And sometimes I notice I open a hand trap as my 6th card and it's unlucky, and I was like, man, what if I open a Dogoran as my 6th card, or just open this in general? It's kind of just one of those things where it can help break an opponent's board even if they've played through a Nibiru or played through another hand trap. So Dogoran is really good in that sense, and so that's why I'm playing this Dino engine right here. Everything does something. I have decided to cut Overtext. I think Overtext is not as important as it once was. You obviously have Archosaur now to search your pills, so you don't need to rely on sending the Overtext to the graveyard anymore. The Archosaur does that for you, and of course, with Missile still being at 3, with Ovi still being at 3, you have a lot of 1-card combos, and then you just follow it up with just OTKing your opponent. So this deck, funny enough, even if you end up going first, you can still combo going first, and I'm going to mention, and I think I mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to be doing a full combo video as well. So I'm not going to do the combos in this profile just because I wanted to show you guys what I'm playing, but in the next profile I'm going to go in depth with the combos, with how to play through certain things, and just how to play this deck in general. general, right? Because people might be wondering like, oh, like haha, we summon Conductor and win. It's like, it's not necessarily the case. You have to see what kind of hands you get. You have to see what kind of boards. So I'm going to be going against the meta boards and showing you guys what we're going to be playing against and how to play around it with this deck. So I'm going to be showing you those combos in that video. But that's it for the Dino engine right over here. I think this is all you need. Now, just as we get into the hand traps, remember that if you guys want to see the full deck list, it is going to be on Discord. I post all of my deck lists on the Discord, so you guys can check that there. The link to that is in the description. But we are playing double Ash. Now, I'm not playing triple. You guys might be flaming me for this, but I'll explain it in a little bit. Playing triple Nibiru, triple Imperm, double Droll. Now, this is a spice. This is either really big brain or really small brain, but I think it's actually pretty big brain. Double Droll and Lockbird, as well as double Forbidden Chalice. Now, these 4 cards could have been the Gamma package, and I know a lot of people like to play the Gamma package. I'm going to explain my choices right now. So I'm only playing double Ash because it is a hard once per turn, and I'd never wanted to open double Ash. It kind of sucks. Nibiru is obviously a once per turn as well, but Nibiru is just way too impactful to not play triple. Ash Blossom, again, is because it's just a once per turn. I didn't want to open double. And again, what the thing with Ash is that even if you Ash your opponent, a lot of decks, especially in the metagame today, can just play around an Ash. Like, one Ash is not enough to stop them. So that's why I just wanted to play double. Now, these are where the big brain comes in. Now, Forbidden Chalice kind of acts as a pseudo Imperm, so I don't know if I have to explain this that much, but the Droll and Lock is pretty cool. So Droll and Lock is really good against Drytron, which is pretty competitive now, and a lot of people are playing it, so seeing a lot of play. It's really good against Virtual World, and it's really good against just other decks in general, and it's one of those things that people don't see coming. So a lot of the time when you activate Droll and your opponent doesn't see it coming, the combos could just be done, right? So it's really good against a lot of the meta decks, especially stuff like, again, like I said, Drytron and Virtual World, which is seeing a lot of play. And so if you hit them with a Droll, they might just be like, oh, well, I can't really play anymore. I can't continue. It's also really good against any of those decks where they use Extravagance or an early draw power card. You kind of just like, okay, well, Droll and Lock, and then they're like, oh shoot, what do I do, right? It's also really good low-key against the mirror match because a lot of Dino decks now do play Extravagance, or obviously you're playing Fossil Dig or something. So if your opponent starts off with an Extravagance and you end up Droll and Locking them, then it's like, okay, well, okay, now I summon Ovi. Okay, well, I can't add to my hand. They're gonna have to dump a card, right? I guess they could still dump a Miscellaneousaurus, but again, it stops them in that sense, right? It also is like, okay, activate like Fossil Dig, or if they Extravagance and then draw into a Fossil Dig, it's like, okay, well, now you can't Fossil Dig anymore. So it comes one of those things that it's just really cool against a lot of matchups. But again, against the Drytron, against Virtual World, it's insanely good. Chalice is really good against those VFD plays. Also, if you see your opponent has a negate on board or something and they're gonna like end up negating your Ovi or negate a summon, whatever it is, then you could just Chalice that card, right? So Chalice is like a pseudo Imperm. But again, if you wanted to, you could change these 4 out for triple Gamma as well as 1 driver. That's really up to you. I just didn't want to play the Gammas, and I just thought this was a little bit more big brain, but again, it could be kind of small brain. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Next up for these spell cards, you are playing triple Lost World, one of the best combo starters in your deck, as well as 1 Terraforming. To get to them, you have to play these. I'm not playing Mystic Mine. I know some decks like to play Mystic Line. I decided not to play Mystic Mine in this build because, first of all, to be honest, I just didn't think you needed it, and I didn't want to play a super slow game with this. I really wanted to be able to stop my opponent from playing with the hand traps and then use the dinos to OTK my opponent and beat him there. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen every game, but it's just one of those things where most consistently, I just didn't want to see a Mystic Mine and just wait out turns, right? Also, I just didn't want to play Mystic Mine because if my opponent had an out to Mystic Mine, something like a Cosmic Cyclone, a Twin Twister, whatever, then I was relying on it, but it didn't really do anything for me. So that's why I just decided not to play it altogether. We are playing triple Fossil Dig. Obviously, searches most of your dinos, most important card in your deck. Not once per turn Roto. Like, this card is insane. And then you're playing double Evolution Pill. Obviously, search it with Archosaur. This is a first turn play for you as well. You can get Conductor with turn 1 with just an Oviraptor. So that's why you got to play double of this. And then lastly, we are playing triple Pot of Extravagance. Now that makes the deck 40 cards on the dot. I didn't want to play more than 40. You definitely could. Now I'm going to be showing you guys another variant of this deck where it's a going first variant and you're playing traps. Obviously, Extravagance is going to be in that one as well. So Extravagance is one of the best draw cards in Dino in general because you don't need your extra deck too much. Next off for the extra deck, you are playing triple Dolka. I like to play triple myself because it is the one extra deck card that I go into the most. I also play double Logia because, again, Logia's, if you're not going into Dolka, you're going into Logia, right? So that's why Logia is just really good for that sense. I'm playing 1 Tornado Dragon as well as 1 Dweller. Now, these are just more so utility cards. If they come up, they come up. In the side deck, we are playing back row removal, but just in case game 1, I do need some back row removal. We got Tornado Dragon. Dweller is just generally really good. Now, this is the one thing. I'm only playing 1 Secure Guard now. A lot of people argue to play 2 because of Extravagance. Funny enough, I just couldn't find a second secure Gardna right now. So if you guys want to play a second Gardna, just take out one Dolka and then just play 2-2 and then a double secure Gardna. You guys can do that as well. But this is important for your turn 1 Oviraptor play as well. And then you're playing double Link Karibo, and this is just because of the turn 1 Archosaur play as well. Now I should mention that I know people play double Gardna because they're like, okay, what if you extrav Gardna away and then you need to use it for your turn 1 combo, right? The thing is, if you're opening extrav, your hand should be good enough, unless you super hard brick, it should be good enough to play through where you don't need to make this combo, right? Like if you have a Lost World or something else, you're not going to make this combo with the Gardna anyways. It's just another option for you, so that's why I decided to play the secure Gardna. But again, if you want to play double, take out one Dolka. I'm playing one Pentastag still. I think this card is really good. It comes up in a lot of niche situations, and then you could just win with this card. One Access Code, one Phoenix, one Unicorn, as well as one Lambda. Again, these are all just cards that you can kind of go into. I never really go into them, but there are situations sometimes where you go into the Phoenix or a Unicorn. So this is just really up to you. The last 4 cards doesn't really matter. Lambda is really good if you also want to play the Gamma package. Lambda is really good, but it's just a generic Link 2 for you, so that's why I play it. But again, the extra deck is really up to personal preference. The thing that I go into the most, to be honest, are the Dolka, the Logia. Once in a while, you go into Pentastag, and then you do go into these when you're making that turn 1 combo I was talking about earlier. So off to the side deck, this side deck is tailored towards what I believe to be the best decks of the format today, and that is triple Lancia. Now Lancia kills Virtual World. In the mirror match is just completely auto win. It beats a lot of decks in general. So Lancia is just really good against a lot of things, and I was like, man, there's no way I'm not going to play Lancia. Triple DD Crow as well is really good in the mirror match, really good against Virtual World, really good against Eldritch. There's just so many things that these cards are good at. Lancia is also technically really good against Eldritch as well, right? So that's why I think these cards were just insanely good. I'm playing double Prohibition. Now these were the last 2 cards I decided to play in the side deck. I was at 13 and I'm like, man, what card can I play? Going first, Prohibition, especially if you know what you're playing against, could be insanely good, insanely detrimental. Imagine activating Prohibition against a Cyber Dragon player or a Virtual World. Like, even though it's going to sound weird, it's like, why would you use Prohibition against a Virtual World player? It's like, well, okay, well, let me just call one of the Virtual World monsters, like one of those main combo pieces, and then what are they going to do, right? They have to find an out to Prohibition first, and then if your opponent is playing around the Prohibition, then even if they out this, they have to make plays that they would otherwise not normally make, therefore disruption in the combo. So that's why I just thought the Prohibition was really good against a lot of rogue decks as well. We are playing triple Twin Twister, as well as triple Cosmic Cyclone, as well as one Red Reboot. I hate back row decks, Dino hates back row decks, so you really wanted to play whatever you can. Now, if you have your hands on a Lightning Storm, I would actually just play Lightning Storm instead of the Twins. Again, Twin is still really good because you don't mind discarding. Again, all your combos are 2-card combos at most, so Twin is not a bad card. It's just if you do have Lightning Storm, why not play the Lightning Storm, right? So if you have that, play that instead of the Twins, but I still like these. I just want to get rid of all back row. I don't want to worry about back row, so that's why I'm playing all of this. And then these are just really good against the metagame. Prohibition, really spicy, man. I'm telling you, this card is super spicy, but I think it's really, really good. Okay, so that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now, I really wanted to take this deck and make it kind of personalized to my own style. The problem is with Dinosaurs, it's just Dinosaur. You play the same core in pretty much every Dino build, so there's not much more you could do with the deck. However, I think the deck is still top tier, one of the meta contenders in today's meta game for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure, like I said, to check out Friday's video, which is going to be the combo tutorial for the deck, and then also make sure to check out all the links in the description below, as well as my TCGplayer link that I mentioned earlier. And look at this t-shirt, guys. It's a Spanko t-shirt. Subscribe to the channel. All right, Spanko signing out. Peace.
My hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises, you ain't stopping this. Cross my shit.